Okay, I just created probably my strangest lens and camera combination ever. I adapted a 7-year-old lens to my Hasselblad X1D. We're gonna head out now and see if we can get some good photos with this combo. So, never really made this kind of video before, but we're doing a little bit of a photo walk today, testing out the lens. It's an 80mm Mamiya lens on a Hasselblad X1D. Spots, which is a park close to my house called Bushy-Run Battlefield. It's a battlefield from the French and Indian War. I make my way to the top of this hill over here to get some photos of the whole valley below. Not really a valley, but something like that. So far, I'm really starting to think I might like this lens combination on this Hasselblad. So I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but this lens has no autofocus as it wouldn't in the 1970s. But this is pretty similar to most of the lenses on this Hasselblad. This camera's autofocus is so slow, it basically doesn't have any. Like I said, this is a little bit of a Frankenstein of a camera setup here. We have an 80mm film lens on here from a Mamiya 645 onto a digital Hasselblad X1D. I am using just a photo deox adapter, and so far, I think the results are looking good. I'll let you know when I post this video, I guess. I think we're working with about a 50mm focal length here. Not quite sure how that translates to the Hasselblad system, but on the Mamiya 645, it's about 50mm. Oh, turns out I moved too fast. Try that again. So currently it's the beginning of October, so these leaves should be changed a lot more than they are in Pennsylvania, but here we are, still a lot of green. The benefits to using a system like this is Hasselblad lenses, as you could guess, are very expensive, especially the newer ones. I have one which is equivalent to about a 35mm lens, but I can't really afford many others, so I decided why not try and adapt some of my older vintage lenses. With, I don't know if this is with the lens or the electronic shutter, but you need to make sure you don't move after you take the photo because you will get some, I believe it's called rolling shutter. Oop, got some of that rolling shutter I was talking about earlier. This might be one of my favorite spots because I just love this row of trees here. So we're gonna take this photo, f4, 1/500th of a second, here we go. Okay, here I want to get a shot with the weeds in the foreground, the trees in the midground, and those nice puppy blue clouds in the background. So one of the coolest aspects of the X1D is it has this built-in feature which is X-Pan mode. It is essentially a super wide panoramic view based off of the Hasselblad X-Pan camera, which, if you didn't know, is a film camera and they're very expensive. One thing I am noticing about this camera and lens combination is that the Hasselblad is showing me one exposure in live view and the light meter is showing me something totally different. So it's definitely kind of trippy to look at one and it's saying it's overexposed while the live view is showing that it's underexposed. So just something to keep in consideration. So that wraps up the test, and I think I'm pretty happy with the results of using a vintage lens on my Hasselblad X1D.